Hi, I thought I'd do this video on dealing with negative comments when you start to put yourself out there on social media platforms, whether they be Instagram, whether they be YouTube, whether they be TikTok, whatever form you're putting yourself out there. Once you start to put yourself out there in the public eye as a content creator, you're bound to get a mixture of negative and positive comments. And some of them can be downright nasty. But what I want you to look at is how I'm going to give you some tips here on how to manage some of this stuff and how to put it in context when you do get these comments. And so I'm just going to go through some notes here. And my background's not as a content creator, it's in psychology, just to give you some context. But the first big thing that I've had other friends on YouTube tell me, and also a lot of other people that are in the YouTube community that I've got friends with, they've said there is so much trolls out there in the community, on the web, on social media platforms, and they feel they just got to comment on everything. And they feel they have an opinion on everything, and they're generally downright nasty in a lot of cases. And these sorts of people, there's always that thing, do not feed the trolls. That's what I hear this over and over again, do not feed the trolls. And because often these people that are making these downright nasty comments on social media are trying to get a reaction out of someone. They feed off getting emotional reactions from people. They feed off making other people angry. But if you just don't comment or you block them and you don't respond, you're not feeding them, so they've got nowhere to go. They've got no comebacks because you're just not saying anything. And so it's better just to manage this in its own way and how you're going to do this. So the first sort of things you could do is 1, ignore the comments. 2, block them. Or you set up on YouTube, for example, you can modify it so you can put hold all inappropriate comments. And YouTube will sometimes just block certain comments when they use certain keywords. And I don't know all the technical background behind that about when they do block or not, but all I know is that there's been some comments on my YouTube, for example, that have been automatically blocked, and I've been able to review them before publishing them or just not letting them be published. So you do have some element of control on your social media around what you can do in regards to comments. The other sort of thing is don't respond in an emotive way to any of these sorts of trolls or these really sort of nasty comments. Take a step back first. Think through it logically. Calm yourself down. And then if you feel you've got to respond in a non-emotive, calm way to the situation. If these people continue with negative comments, then just block. You don't want to continue to feed them. There's no point. Because you're on YouTube, whether it be to create a business or whether it be just to have fun. And that's what you want to stick to. You don't want to get caught up in the world's opinions. You don't want to get caught up in everyone else's views on what you're doing and what you're not doing. But that being said, you also want to grow as a creator. You want to get better at what you're doing. And I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm still improving. I'm learning how to use video editing software. I'm trialing and erroring with video editing. I'm using different sound equipment. I'm using a GoPro 9, an iPhone 13. And the sound's not always perfect. The picture's not always perfect. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get better at that. And I'm getting better from, if I look back on some of my really early videos, I'm getting better there. And I'm getting more creative in what I'm doing. But that leads me on to people sometimes, everyone is an individual. Everyone has different opinions, different professional backgrounds, different experiences. We're individuals, we're human beings. We are unique individuals. So we're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to have the same opinions on everything. And that's okay. Us as a creative, or a creator, content creator, we're just putting stuff out there because we're passionate about it. We enjoy it. We're having fun doing it. We're having fun sharing these experiences, sharing our knowledge, sharing our feelings in different situations, or just generally creating content. It's fun for us. That's why we're here, and that's why we're doing it. For me, it's a stress outlet. It's a creative outlet for me to do something different. So in that being said, sometimes people are going to make constructive criticism on your actual channel. And it may be around the quality of sound, it may be around the way you've put the video together, it may be around that they just think it's bad. And whatever the comment is, it may not be because they got malice. They're not being, they haven't got negative intent towards you. They just feel that it's not a good video. And maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But that's their opinion. So what we do with that information as a creator, you want to take that in, have a look at it, maybe even review your video and go, well, what did I do wrong there? What did I do right? How could I improve? So you take on that constructive feedback in the sense of you want to develop, you want to get better at what you're doing. So you're seeing all these different opinions that start to come on in the comments section, whether it be in TikTok, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is. That then starts to give you knowledge on how to get better at what you're actually doing. So take comments in context. If they're just a pure troll, block and ignore. If there's someone that's giving constructive feedback in regards to something that you've put together, have a reflection on it and look about how could I get better at what I do. Because we're doing this for a reason. Our reasons are all individual, but we're out there creating this content for a reason. And we want to get better at it. We want to have more fun with it. We want to become more creative with it. So take on some of that feedback. And I listen to some of my other friends that are out there on YouTube, and I listen to other mates and that may make comments to me around, oh, that was crap, Greg, that wasn't good, why didn't you do it like this, why didn't you do it like that? And then I think in my head going, you know what, I probably could do things better in certain instances. And I have been practicing, I have been trying to get better at what I do. So that's okay, take the constructive criticism. And just remember, you are here because you're passionate about what you're doing. You are on the social media platforms because you love it. You're having fun with it. You know, it's an outlet for you, or it's you trying to grow a business. Whatever it is, you're here for a reason. Whenever you're getting all these negative comments, remind yourself why you're here and why you're putting these things together. And remind yourself too that you have a right to follow your own passions. You have a right to follow your own dreams. And you don't have to listen to the whole world cut you down just because you're following a particular dream, a particular passion, a particular hobby. This is your personal journey. This is your personal experience. This is stuff that you are doing for you and not necessarily anyone else. But if it happens to help other people out there, or it happens to give entertainment to other people out there, that's great, that's excellent. And yeah, I do some of this stuff because maybe it's going to help a person decide whether they want to travel to a particular location, whether they want to eat at a certain location, whether they want to stay at a certain location. Or sometimes I just show random shorts because it was interesting to me at that time. And if other people find it interesting, so be it. So that's why I'm putting my content out there, because I'm just being creative and having fun. And if the content's useful to other people or they enjoy it, that's great. And if it's entertaining, that's great. Because I remembered when I first started watching YouTube and before I was being creative, started creating stuff myself, I was getting entertained by the way they were doing the filming, the way they were merging videos together, the content they were talking about. It all fascinated me. But I'd also realised that I had a childhood passion for photography and cameras. And I wanted to re-engage in that. And of course I got to relearn it because technology evolves. So I know why I'm doing this for. Just remind yourselves why you're doing it there. And don't let all the trolls take you down. Focus on your passions, focus on your dreams, and continue to create content that you get pleasure out of and that you enjoy. Or if it's a business, focus on that business growth. And if you are, and also remember, focus on what you can control. You can't control the opinions of others, but you can control how you react to them. So remember that. Focus on your circle of control. There's going to be stresses in your life that you cannot control, and there's going to be stresses that you can. And when it comes to social media, there's going to be aspects of the community out there you can't control, and there's going to be aspects that you can. Focus on what you can control rather than getting stressed about all the other things you can't. And Yes, if you do find, though, as a creator, you're starting to feel down, because it could be through the negative comments, or it could be just losing some passion for different things, or there could be other aspects of your life that are causing you stress, causing you anxiety, causing you to feel depressed. If you find yourself becoming psychologically unwell, or feeling like you need some extra support, talk to your friends, talk to your family, reach out to a counsellor and get that help. Because counsellors are there to also help you and support you through these processes. And sometimes it may even be just engaging a life coach, a career counsellor when it comes to doing stuff like this. Or if it's a more serious psychological issue, then it could be about treating that psychological issue and getting help for it. But I won't go into too much detail about that because that's not what this video is about. But overall, guys, I just want you to have fun out there. That's what we're here for. Just get out there, have some fun, and don't let the trolls bring you down. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And if you've got any comments around this video I've just put together, please do please do make some comments, and even give your own hints and tips on how you manage trolls online, or how you manage them on your Facebook or on your Instagram or on your TikTok. And share that knowledge with other people, because we want to help support the community out there. We want to help support creators out there so that they can look after their own psychological well-being whilst they're trying to create great content for us all out there. Okay, anyway, thank you for listening, and have a beautiful night or a beautiful day, whichever